decides to very freely pick a lane here because a lot has been left up.
Yeah, I feel like Immortals are operating off of counter picks a bit here, where they banned out the Cassiopeia, able to pick the Vlad, and then they got a little bit countered by the Malzahar, but then they waited for the Shen to come through. So top lane isn't pinched too much, so I don't expect them to take a top lane champion until last round.
Wow. Talia Jhin pick up first. They're going to blind pick the Talia, something Jensen also plays, but dwindling his pool a little bit more.
And what's so interesting about the Talia is she was seemingly the highest priority champion maybe in the game 2 weeks ago. And then nothing actually changed on the patch, but Talia kind of disappeared from the picks and ban phase. So what that tells us is that means in practice for all of these teams as leading up to finals and the regional qualifier is Talia was losing a lot and there were counters to the Talia gameplay. But they still see a lot of value in it, and it's a throwback to see if Pobelta can carry on the Talia.
Yeah, a big counter to Talia is actually the Syndra that is banned away from Immortals, because it matches the pressure in the early wave clear, and then eventually has kill pressure level 6, very easy to take out a Talia, and you force her to take a summoner spell that's not Ghost, and maybe an Exhaust or something along those lines.
Yeah, I find it so interesting, actually, how Immortals is putting in one mid lane ban in the last 2 games, and that almost telegraphs what mid lane pick they want.
Yeah.
When they wanted Vladimir, they banned the Cassiopeia. Here, they wanted Talia early, so they banned the Syndra.
Ooh, and the Taric comes through as well. This was a pick that really helped out Adrian in that 5th game and allowed him to have a lot of skirmish potential. So this allows Immortals to pretty much draft anything they want in the top lane. Doesn't have to be a tank. It can be something incredibly squishy too. Right. And the Taric will be able to kind of cover that weakness in team fights.
That's the ability they want to give Huni here, especially with the pressure on what could be Cloud9's game point for the 2nd time in a row. Cloud9 now to round out their composition. The Cassiopeia was left up. You have to think that's what Jensen will go with as one of his tried and true, and to sneaky head back towards that Lucian.
And if we look towards the North American LCS finals when Bjergsen and Jensen were battling against each other, Cassiopeia was picked blind a lot and had a lot of success there. And here you actually get to pick it directly into something you know, which is the Talia. I don't necessarily think this is a super favored Cassiopeia matchup by any sense of the word, but if you do get to late game, you're still going to be a bigger force than the Talia.
Exactly. Better team fighting and not as reliant on skill shots where the mobility comes in and people with higher boot levels and stuff like that. So it's harder to actually land those skills as Talia, whereas Cassiopeia, point and click.
Okay, that's more like it. I was like, is he really going to pick Shen? The Yasuo seems like the most logical choice here. This way they can maybe even chain some Taric stuns off of Yasuo just dashing into the team. I think this is another one of these compositions that actually fits Immortal style quite well.
Yeah, and there's so many things that actually set up the Yasuo, the Seismic Shove from Talia, also the Gragas Body Slam and the ultimate. So Huni, once again, team composition can supplement what he was trying to accomplish and actually enable him.
I'm very interested to see as well, Huni can play the same type of game that he did with Shen's Sword with Echo's Timewinder if he's fast enough in that pull. So it could really go Huni's way again.